Hello, everybody. JayborinoPlays here, joined again by Deltron Live.
Hey, guys. It's been a while.
It has been a bit of time. So, unfortunately, the top 10 announcement was moved out and coincided with my travel. So, I'm back now. We're going to try to play through the top 10 before the contest ends. But even if it does end, we can make videos for all of them. So, the top 10 have been announced. I'll put a link in the description. Make sure you vote before the end of day Friday, because I think that's the cutoff. So, please vote. We are going to play a random map. So let me go ahead and hit the generate button. What do we got? 9. What is 9? Scavenger hunt.
Nice.
From alphabetical order. Scavenger hunt. If I can
Good
type.
to see Christopher again. I missed that dude.
Okay. Let's see if. Let me just make sure this is the right one. A lot of these maps now have a lot of ratings on them, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm. And we also got to play these before Friday so we can win that pro plushie.
That's true. That's very important to me.
Yeah.
Get a bunch of free stuff.
Laptop.
It's very tempting to just say, like, let's just play Raynor Artanis for all of them, because I feel like that combo is quite good.
That's the combo.
In general,
yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but whoever played the maps from Blizzard, they played Raynor Artanis every single one. At least that's what shows on those.
I noticed that too. Yeah. All right, what kind of difficulty should we be playing on for all of these?
I say we go hard.
For all of them. Yeah, let's do it. Let's try to keep it consistent.
Yeah, we've played, I think we played whatever the default was set to. And now, I think, yeah, we've played all 10 maps in their beta form. So it'll be interesting to see what's changed since then. And yeah, I'm excited to see how these top 10 maps play out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I suppose once we get into playing a few more maps, once we're past the voting deadline, I plan on revealing what my votes were, just because, you know, it's not going to affect anybody else's vote as we are past that certain deadline. But this is exciting. It's a nice feeling to know, because I would say there's 2 or 3 entries that made it into the top 10 that were different from the versions that we played. So it's possible, not necessarily definitive, but it's possible that some of the feedback that we gave did help improve some of the finalized entries.
Which is awesome. And
good feeling.
I know that these maps can't be changed, but we can still get feedback. Map makers are always...
Commanders. It's an honor to meet you guys. Say, can I ask you a favor? Christopher? My gear was thrown all over the place when I crashed.
It's you.
On the planet. If you could help me retrieve it, that would be rad. The 2 entries that I voiced made it into the top 10.
2 for 2.
Yes. So I don't know when we're going to put out that last mutation video, but I'll reiterate here, because I assume this video is going to go up pretty soon. I just returned from my international trip. I've got 10 plus hour jet lag happening right now, so my play is not going to be really on point.
Nice stories from that as well. Some hitchhiking in the middle of nowhere stories.
Yes, I was stranded in the middle of London because my flight was canceled because British Airways had a big IT problem, and I had to find a hotel. The issue, there were like 2 big sporting events, 2 big football events, and then also the Manchester bombing had just happened, and so I think there were some people that were still in the city from that time. I guess the bombing has nothing to do with that. I'm just pointing that out. And then also, every single British Airways international flight was canceled. No, domestic too, but they're mostly international. And so all these people were trying to find places to stay, and I found this place out in the middle of nowhere, and then my cab took me to the wrong place. And I assumed it was the right place, because that's where GPS said it was. I saw lights on inside, and I saw people inside. So I'm like, all right. And it looked kind of like a hotel. So I walked in, and it was definitely not the right place. Yeah, so I'm basically stranded in the middle of nowhere. And these, I had to ask strangers for help, and they drove me down the road to the right place.
It's very nice of them.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
So I remember this map, we got to get early units out, so Christopher does not die on the first boss.
Yes, very crucial. I do recall that as well. I think the first one is the hardest one, and it kind of goes downhill from there.
Downhill from there.
That would be, I guess I wouldn't know for sure what the I I guess I wouldn't know for sure what the difficulty scales to, but like on brutal. But I think we played on hard originally too. But the one thing about this map, you know, if we're gonna be a little more critical and say what we definitively did or did not like about maps.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe Blizzard will watch this, and if this map wins, or whatever map wins, Blizzard can take this feedback and use that to create the final co-op map.
Hell yeah. So I would say it's more that this map is sort of just the whole map is sort of a downhill tumble, right?
Mm-hmm.
It starts hard, then slowly gets easier, and then gets really easy by the end just because of how, you know, you just sort of easily spiral. And the bosses, I think they scale a little bit, but not quite enough, I think is probably the difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can imagine, though, boss fights in general must be quite hard to balance.
Yeah. And I don't remember if we played this on easy or normal, hard, brutal last time.
I think we played this. I think
again,
we played this one before. Yeah, I think we started playing just on hard.
This was one of the first maps we played. One of the early ones, too.
Yeah, that's why we were still playing on hard. Eventually, we hit a bunch of really like overly challenging entries and said, let's just play everything on normal. But this was before that happened, so.
Mm-hmm.
I've got solar, so I could probably just use that on the boss so he doesn't get murdered instantly.
So you were saying you watched some of Nathanis' stream of these maps?
Yeah, I was watching it right before I had to leave for my flight.
Did you see him play this one?
I had to leave right when he played this. I watched
okay.
the VOD, though, when I was in the airport lounge, and I noticed he's like, Christopher is too friendly.
It's time.
Yeah. Everyone in the chat was getting upset.
It's like, he's too nice. Like, oh, what can I say?
He's a friendly guy.
Friendly guy, yeah. Nope, I didn't have to do that.
Good work.
But I also liked his suggestion. He's like, you know, like he should just betray you at the end. I agree. That would be pretty. That would be pretty cool.
He's the final boss.
Yeah. I think actually I agree. I think that would be pretty neat. You play through the whole thing. He's like, ha, no, I'm betraying you. Be a neat twist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I think I'm gonna solar this.
Okay.
There he is. I like his model.
Hmm. We have to kill this guy quickly. Remember the map maker saying just as long as you have enough units, the boss will focus the units down before focusing down Christopher.
Yeah,
I
so
think that was the right choice.
Oh, Kerrigan. Yeah, it looks like
shell.
He turns to attack Christopher every so often, no matter what, if I understand correctly, but he won't just attack Christopher as long as you have units there.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty easy. But we persevered.
Yeah,
Mortar blast.
There was a lot of talk of the voice acting within the chat in the Nathanis' stream. More so than I thought, but I guess that's the voice acting is what stands out the most.
Yeah, I mean, I hate... This is going to sound elitist, but it's just because we play a lot of these. You know, I'm going to put it this way. The plebs that play who are inexperienced with the custom community don't realize how challenging it is to get voice acting right and cheap. It's very expensive, and there are a few people, shout out to Pronogo, who voiced a bunch of entries for mostly free. Yeah, it's time consuming. And the thing is, so even if you can get someone to do it for free, it's challenging to get someone who can do it well. And again, shout out to Pronogo, he did a lot of entries really well. But in general, we've played a bunch of custom projects, and most do not have voice acting. So it's weird that the expectation kind of got set that there should be voice acting on these.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'm happy about it, but it kind of sets a very challenging standard.
Yeah. Yeah, I think all but one of the top 10 maps have voice acting. And overall, in general, I was very surprised by how many of these co-op submissions had voice acting.
Which one doesn't?
Yeah, I know.
No, which one does not?
Oh, armory retaking.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
Okay.
Searching for my missing gear. Anyone want to join me? So I think I don't remember when I said it, but in one I definitively remember saying I bet that 75% of all of the top 10 entries that make the top 10 will be an escort. I distinctly remember predicting that. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of the 10. I was like dead on.
Yep.
7 of the 10 are escorts. 2 are boss fights. 1 is half and half boss fight escort.
Yeah.
To clarify, though, I don't think there's anything wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
So I think the main criticism of this map is there's a lot of waiting around between.
If you're playing well, yeah.
Right. If you're playing well.
Let's kill them.
That's true.
It seems like on Brutal, that first boss fight could be pretty tough, but again, that's why I said I think one of my main criticisms on this map is more, it starts hard and it just goes downhill. There's not enough ramp up. And we saw when Nathanius played, like he cleared the whole map, so.
Right.
But the concept is sound, and that's the important thing. I think of all things that should be changed, like on maps, like to consider like what should affect your vote. You know, the concept should be the first thing that affects your vote. Whereas like balance fixes with
I
enemy
think that was
waves.
a big emphasis on Blizzard's voting as well.
Yeah,
concept.
it seems like it.
Because there's a few maps that aren't necessarily the most polished, but have a, new or interesting concept. Which made it
I
into
agree.
their top 10.
Yeah, I completely agree. It seems like an interesting mix because they picked seemingly about half that are polished really, really well. Because there were some other well-polished ones that did not make it, but then the rest weren't fully executed to the best of what they could have been, but they made it because the concept was different and interesting. They were like a really good twist. Like this is a really good twist on the escort mechanic. We're not just escorting the ship from place to place. There's a task you have to do. You can visibly see it pay off because, he gains different abilities and stuff.
Right. And you get to save his pets.
I know. That's the best part.
And he's being attacked.
Oh, I forgot that there were more units there. Or
Just
buildings
a
there.
couple photon cannons.
I think it's good that each of these groups of units spawns, though, to at least keep it up, because you can wipe out the whole... I mean, you can look at missed opportunities. You can wipe the missed opportunities enemy bases, too. So it's not like maps getting too easy if you're performing well is new. Some sort of new concept that doesn't exist in Blizzard maps.
Yeah.
Get your hands off my gear. I
Okay.
first.
I think the bosses are also, they're not the same every time you play, or...
Yes, I like that. There's some randomness to it, and there's some other entries that are the same way, that, it's different every time, which is really important.
Ah, I'm frozen.
That was a prime example of teamwork right there. I think 3 or 4 of the entries have some sort of randomness to it. Like this one, Cradle of Death. I think Primal Ascension has some randomness. Yeah. Mercenary Business, in that, like, you might get attacked by hybrid, or you might get attacked by mercenary waves, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen my pets? I let them out of the ship a while ago. Just in case. Have you seen my pets? Okay?
Well...
I didn't watch the VOD live. I don't know what... I guess other than people saying he sounds too friendly, which in terms of voice acting criticism isn't the worst thing. People could have been a lot worse.
I think everyone just wanted to... just have Christopher be the final boss. And
yeah.
Just so they could kill Christopher.
That hurts.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for protecting my pets. Time we bring the hurt to Amon's pets this time around.
Yeah, it also doesn't help that the volume is low, so
Well, I've got it set pretty low
Yes.
because anytime I play with you or anyone else, I
yeah,
I
mean,
have
it's
it
still
a little lower.
compared to the others, it's low.
Still low. Okay.
Yeah, it makes them feel a little more passive.
Use your Nidus Worm.
I think they're coming right to us.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So I have another story I have to tell because it's bothering me at this exact moment. So I don't know what specifically happened this time, but I don't know if I've ever mentioned in the past. I'm allergic to zucchini, like specifically zucchini.
No, never heard that.
It's a ragweed-related allergy, and I am very allergic to it. If I eat it, even just a little bit of it, my lips swell up significantly.
What about squash? Or is that a completely different?
It's a type of squash, but I'm not allergic to like butternut squash, as far as I know. I've never had an issue there.
Okay, so zucchini is a type of squash. I did not know that.
Yes, it is, but I'm not allergic to other types of squash. Anyway, on my first trip to India, when I was coming home, I ate. It was like a beef cut with zucchini, and I didn't eat the zucchini, but I still swell up really bad, or swelled up really bad. So.
Yeah.
Got kind of frustrated there, and it lasts. I should say, when this happens, it lasts for like 2 weeks.
Oh, that sucks.
Like visually, they go down a little bit, but they feel swollen and itchy and crusty and awful for like a solid 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So on the first flight this time, which I was laying over in London, I woke up the next day and they started to swell up, and I don't know why. There was nothing that even had zucchini in it. I don't know what I ate, and today it's like it's over a week and a half later, and my mouth still feels terrible. It bothers me so much.
So even if you just eat a little bit, it'll affect you.
Yes, but I mean in this case, there was nothing with zucchini in it that I know of, and my mouth is still all messed up.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it could have been any of your fans, since you never told us. They went all the way just to plant some zucchini in.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird allergy too. I just. Oh my God!
Reavers?
Four reavers. I don't know why I felt the need to tell that story, but just sort of filling this void of silence between us and the viewers, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just one of those weird things, and if it was a mild allergy, like, oh, your throat gets a little itchy, but then goes away in a couple minutes, that's a normal food allergy. But I don't know. It's like, and it's not deadly or anything. My throat doesn't swell up, but it's such an obnoxious thing to have happen.
Have you ever gone on a plane where there's someone allergic that has a peanut allergy, and then they say they announce like, someone has a peanut allergy on this plane. Please do not eat any peanuts. We will not be serving peanuts. Have you ever experienced that?
I know that they do that. I've never been on a flight that has been restrictive though.
Yeah, I was coming from Minneapolis, and that happened. It was the first time. Everyone behaved themselves.
Did they give you anything else?
They gave pretzels and cookies.
I mean, I guess that's the sad part was if they just give you nothing. They're like, hey, there's someone with an allergy, so nobody gets
That's all we're gonna give you. So. Yeah.
Wait, did he get dropped off? Where is he?
He's in a ship, I think. He stays in a ship for a little bit, and he pops out, and then the boss pops out.
Oh, okay.
Well.
I remember I think it was the first boss fight that he gets dropped off by the ship first.
Yeah. So I think if Blizzard were to pick this map, have the later bosses be more challenging.
Well, I mean, number one, they'd obviously keep the original voice acting.
Obviously, yes. They would rehire you, or hire you in the first place.
Yeah, rehire me.
Yeah. Tell you to step up your game. Make Christopher even nicer. I think the people watching were also not like Christopher, because he's a mercenary, right? But he's kind of kind of useless. I think when Nathanius first played it, he lost on the first boss because Christopher just died.
No, he barely beat it. Or no, he lost the first time, and then he won with Christopher having like less than 10 health or something.
Yeah. I think I was also reading that sometimes this map can get bugged.
Did we perhaps? Yeah, I was gonna say he's not coming out. This way, I thought the ship was supposed to drop him off up here before it parks.
Hopefully my Nidus Worms didn't. But he's flying. That shouldn't affect anything. He made it to the spot. Yeah, I'm not sure what.
It seems definitively
broken.
Unfortunately. Well, we could either start a new one, like, and then make a cut to this point, or we just say that's it for this one. I don't know.
I'm fine either way.
The enemy is in my grip. Move in for the kill.
I mean, what else happens? How many more boss fights are there? 2 more?
Yeah, the one that he's at, and then one more after. Well, we can clear the map to it, and then just say that the boss fights happened.
It's kind of unfortunate. It also kind of, I mean, a lot of voters, if they play this map and this happens to them, they're not going to vote for the map. Most people are going to vote whether they enjoyed it or not, whether not on was the concept really unique, or what could Blizzard do with this map to improve upon it.
Yeah. I will say I admittedly wasn't hugely consistent with my votes. I mean, I'll talk about which ones I voted for at a later date. But I wasn't super consistent. I picked 1 or 2 that I really just liked in terms of concept that weren't executed really well. But there were also 1 or 2 that I picked specifically because they were executed really well. So it's, you know, again, I don't have much consistency. But at the end of the day, I still mostly voted on enjoyment.
On enjoyment, yes.
And kind of
that's the most important.
Yeah, like how memorable they were in terms of enjoyment, because some of them are especially some of the other submissions that didn't make it were a little forgettable. So,
yeah.
There's these couple Dark Templar here. I think we basically cleared the map.
Yeah, it's too bad that this one's kind of bugged out. But I don't see what has changed since we played it. Nothing major that I can tell.
Has the layout changed a little bit? It seems like the layout may have been changed a bit.
Maybe. Possibly. I want to free the pet.
Oh, he's an Ewok this time.
Kenji. Maybe that's the map maker's friend.
I think there were some balance changes since the last time we played as well. But overall, I think this is a solid entry. It's fun. It's straightforward. It's not overly complex. I think there were some maps that suffered from being like a little too goofy and confusing. And I think that was important to this map. Again, there has to be a skill floor in that someone as stupid as me can pick a map up, know what to do, and play it with it still being unique and enjoyable. And I think that this hits that pretty well.
Yep. It's pretty straightforward as well. It's not too complex.
Yes. Even if you don't read a bunch of scrolling text, there's an arrow on it's not huge, but it's just like the ship is moving, follow the ship, go to the point on the map. And again, you know, you have children playing this game, including me, who, you know, sometimes you can have a good concept, but you can implement it in a way that isn't very that isn't really confusing.
Well, we do have to actually get a victory or failure trigger.
No, actually, you only have to play for 10 minutes. Oh, you're right, but there has to be a trigger. How do we do that? Do we just have to lose all our buildings?
If we just kill do we have to kill everything or just the town halls?
I have no idea. I guess let's try it.
Guess we'll witness this firsthand.
But yeah, you can get a victory or a defeat as long as you've been playing for more than 10 minutes in order for your vote to register. Not vote,
yeah.
But, you know what I mean?
We've definitely been playing more than 10 minutes.
I assume it's every building. Oh, but Guardian Shell is going to make this pretty annoying.
The buildings don't have Guardian Shell.
No, but maybe it's just every building.
I think it's the buildings.
Just going to shift-click up attacks on every building.
Base trade.
I got a this room down here.
Those Zerglings would have helped.
There goes your town hall. So it's not just town halls. What buildings are left? My extractors?
Oh.
Maybe that's not a defeat trigger, though. Because every defeat trigger has to be programmed in some fashion, so this might just not be one.
Right. Because it's that's true.
Well, we're going to find out here in a second.
Yeah.
Oh. Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Yep. It's okay. Unless it's the Nidus Worms. Couldn't imagine it.
I mean, you still technically get a defeat if you quit, right? I actually have no idea, but I'm going to go ahead and quit, and we'll figure it out after. But thanks, everyone, for watching.
Yeah,
this has been the first entry of the top 10 Rock the Cabinet submissions. Well, not submissions. They've won. Everybody in the top 10 has won something, and congratulations, because I think these are all great entries.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, bye, everyone.